Tuesday, everybody. Okay, so I've got some unicorn spit on my palette. I've got a little unicorn spit collaboration that Pixie and I began. And I want to see what else is in the middle of this dream before I finish the edges with a Famo wood or some sort of acrylic paste and crystals and all that. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. Still does not say I'm live. Oh, there I am. So this is my brother's music, Ed Williams. Thank you, Ed. Alright, welcome everyone. I know I'm a little early, so let me just throw some of this extra gloss, extra heavy gloss. It's just acrylic, that's all it is. So this dries clear because it's a gel. And if it says paste, then it's gonna dry white or off-white, but not transparent. So just so you know, sometimes you don't want it transparent and other times you want a transparent color. So that's what I want this time. So I want the transparency through the leaves, so I'm gonna use the gel. Welcome, welcome Raquel, thank you. All right, so what I'm gonna do is, instead of just a clear gel, I've got these little bottle caps I saved from all my water, and I'm gonna just drop some of this. It's pretty thick, right? If you're looking for texture, because you want to start getting into the texture for your art, I totally recommend the extra heavy, because you can even put your unicorn spit in here, which is more liquidy than acrylics, and it'll still stand up off the canvas with the extra heavy. So I like that for that reason. Alright, so there's my extra heavy clear gel, hopefully. And I'm going to add my super bright Roswell. Good morning, Shannon Romero, my beautiful daughter and moderator. And congratulations to Savvy and you for her first year. I know it's got to be, thank God you still have one left in the house. Anyway, you look beautiful in that picture, just so you know. Alright, so I'm going to open this up. I always like to cover it up at the ends because sometimes they spit at you. So I'm just dropping this bright green, one little drop, just to see what one little drop will do. And I think I'll use a couple toothpicks maybe. Welcome, Thomas. Oh, good morning, honey, Shannon. I know things have got to be busy. Okay, yeah, wow, look at that. Just one little drop of that Roswell. And it's fabulous. And the reason I'm doing this is because I did not seal my crystals. So my crystals, whatever color they are, if I drop them into liquid, the likeliness of some of that color coming off is really good. So I thought I'd go ahead and just color my paste the same colors as my crystals that I want to, put them in. So I've got a whole bunch down here just laying around. Let me show you what I'm talking about. These little crystals right here. I'll just take them off. So I was playing, trying to figure out what I wanted to do with these, and I really think I just want it to start as a leaf and then just go into a dream where they just kind of disperse. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So that's that. All right. Alright, so, I don't know. I'm just kind of figuring out, I think right now that it says dream, but I don't see anything. So I added a little pink on Facebook this morning, and I added kind of a sun streaky looking thing. I'm not sure I'm done with the center, so I've got some of these little fern looking stuffs, and I thought about, just gluing those on and resining, that's an option. But then also I thought I could just paint the back of it and put a print of the fern on. That might be kind of cool if it works. So I don't know. Just lots of options, guys. Yep. Alright. I'm just staring at it for a while. There's a lady, gosh, I wish I could remember her name. She's got this big cup that looks like a donut that's got a bite out of it, and she drinks coffee out of it, and she is a social media coach. She's fabulous. Anyway, I told her the other day I always feel so rushed when I come in here, and I don't know why, so I'm going to try and breathe and not feel rushed. So let's start with drawing a card. And the last time we drew a card, I accidentally put it right back in to the stack. So the card was enough, that you are enough as you are. You don't have to pretend to be anybody else. None of us do, right? And we're not only enough, we're amazing. It's true. So if we get enough here, well, I'm going to have to put it back or put it out. Let's see. I'm not sure. Do I want a solid looking thing or, let's try this, whatever this is. All right. It says lightness. May the light lift you to the surface. Can you see it? Oh, I like that. Yes, the light always lifts you to the surface. It's true. Oh, that's exciting. And we got a little light here. So I want to think about that. So you guys, let the light lift you to the surface. It gives you direction, doesn't it? Which way's up? Have you ever been rolled in the ocean? It's a scary thing when you're surfing or body surfing. That's what I was doing as a kid. And I got rolled, and I didn't know if I was going to come up or I was going to die there. So I rolled and I rolled and I rolled, and I felt some ground under me. And so I pushed up really hard because I figured I was so far from the surface. And when I did, I must have been in like 2 feet of water because I sprung up out of the water. It was like at my knees. I felt like an idiot. Anyway, whatever. Stacy, welcome! Yay! We got the gang. We got the whole gang. All right. So I've got my paste mixed up, my gel mixed up with my Roswell Artistic Vivation. And I'm just so curious to see what it's going to look like. I'm just going to do it. And I'll work in the middle somehow around it. So yeah, I'm just using my little toothpick for right now. I love this, working with the textures, because it just adds such a cool thing. I'm going to put it over here as well. I don't think I'm going to come over the edge with the texture, just because if I resin this, I don't want to have to deal with that. So I can just texture the top and it'll be fine, she says. Alright, get rid of that. So far that's what the gel looks like. And I'm going to take this green and just drop it right there on top of that gel. And up here, wherever I've got my gel, and right here. Now, I have not sealed the crystals. They are made with alcohol and the Artistic Vivations. So, it's okay. You don't have to seal them if you're going to use them in, like, you're going to drop them down and then pour resin over it. That's going to be fine. But if you put it unsealed in like a Floetrol, even Mod Podge, anything with water in it, then your crystals do run the risk of some of the color coming off. And that's okay, because sometimes it kind of bleeds out in the area that you're putting them in and it looks amazing. But if you don't want that, just know that you have to seal them. Just spray seal them. That's it. I'm just poking them down with my brush. I'll put some more of this just with my brush where I want it. I like it. I don't care if it gets all chunky. Chunky's cool. I can work with that. Just want something different. I do love this Roswell color. I'm very surprised with the green. Very nice. All right. I know it doesn't look like much, but you know, guys, everything's in layers. You can't you can't expect it to be gorgeous as soon as you sit down. It's not a photograph. Tell myself. Just putting some more green splatters just around any which way. Just some more texture, some more interest. In my mind, I'm thinking this is going to be a walkway into a garden of some sort, but I don't know. I never know. I'm going to put some more over on this side. You know, I like to kind of make it evenish. I'm going to introduce a color or a texture. I like to put it some other place so it just doesn't look like it's sitting out there all by itself. And you don't, you know, like when I first started painting in this free range style, that's what I call it, it bothered me when I was painting on something that I didn't know what it was. Well, shoot. I never know what my stuff is until it's almost done, so I had to get over that and just tell myself that it's okay to not know what something is while you're painting on it. Just look at the pretty colors. Don't worry. Okay, I'm just smushing my brush into all of this. Just big chunk. Let me knock it off. Big chunks. Probably end up using some Famo wood or something like that as well. I just love to play in texture. If you've never tried it, you guys, there's so many different things you can use. And if you like the unicorn spit, you can use it with the unicorn spit. There's gels, acrylic gels and paste. There's Famo wood or regular house spackling. It's fabulous. But now, if you are going to use the spackling, make sure you want to resin it afterwards, especially if it's on something that can flex. This not so much, but a canvas will flex, especially if you're trying to ship it. So So yeah, resin if you're going to spackle. Alright, so I've got a little bit of the bling going on. I'm kind of liking it. And I can't wait to see what it really looks like once it's dry. And a few more little crystals over here. And I'm going to have, like, in my mind anyway, crystals of all sorts of colors coming into this dream. You can always use like an E6000 or some type of a glue if you want. And get up here somewhere. Okay, so we got a little crystal path. So that's interesting. Let's see. Let's scooch this one over a little bit too and mush it into my paste, my gel. I hope you guys are following each other, being safe about it. I know on Facebook they're saying that everybody's getting cloned, and you know what? I can't even worry about that. I don't have space in my energy source to worry. So I'll just ask God for protection and carry on. Never failed me yet. Alright, that's cool. So that's alright. I'm kind of liking it. I'm not like totally in love, but it just got started. So I'm alright with that. Alright. I'm going to play around a little bit in here. So I've got some Pixie Punk Pink on my palette. That's a lot of P's in that sentence. And I put some whitening down. Got some Bleakaboo or Bleakaboo Peacock, whatever that is, on the Artistic Gradation. New Moon Vision. It is not acrylic paint. It's unicorn spit, actually. It's a gel stain. It's this stuff. So there is no acrylic in it. It just cleans up with water. And then if you don't want it to wash away, then you just put a spray seal of an oil base on it, like your Rust-Oleum or something like that. Or you can resin or cold wax, anything. Like, think of it as a watercolor, how you would seal that. You would probably use something similar to this to seal with here. So it's fun. Just look it up. It's everywhere. And follow me on YouTube. I got a gazillion unicorn spit projects. I used to paint with acrylics all the time and oils. Hey Grat, welcome. Hey bro. But once I found the spit, I still have my acrylics and things, and sometimes I mix it together in with that or my alcohol inks. But I like it as a standalone thing, especially on wood, because you can see the wood grain. And like this is just a very thin wash of the unicorn spit. So you can see the wood grain through it. So it's fun if you like working with the wood, because it really just, as Michelle Nicole, the creator of this, she says, praise the grain. It really lets the grain of the wood come out. Oh, thank you, Thomas. You are so supportive on my YouTube. You, Donna Burrows, you guys are rock stars. I appreciate you. Alright, so I put some Pixie Punk Pink in there, and I'm going to just use my big brush and get it damp, both of these. And I'm going to do it again, the Pixie Punk Pink and the white just mixed together, a little bit stronger, right up here as it comes off of this. Kind of like maybe there's flowers or something. And just like little dots. Then I'll just add some white also here and there. And it doesn't have to look like a flower, because in your mind, your mind's eye can see it any which way it wants to. You know what I'm saying? Just let people figure it out on their own. Or if that bothers you, then go ahead, make it a flower, do you. But the main thing is just have fun. That's all it's about. Okay, I'm going to come up over the edge because you know me, I like to marry the front of the painting with the side. That's why I get these wide edge boards, because while they're hanging on the wall, they look amazing. As the person comes around, it kind of piques their interest already, like, what is this? And it gets them curious, and I love it. And then they see that, and they're still like, what is this? Teasing. I like it. All right. Are you picking up what I'm putting down, Grant? Thank you. Hey, Grat, you sent me that picture. I think it was on Facebook, and it was a big fish, like this huge fish statue with other little fishies underneath of it. And are you painting that fish? Is that what that is? Okay, Roswell. Super dark green, bright green. Let's put some yellow in that. Now, if you make this too thick, it will have a tendency to do a crack. But it has to be thick, you know, like when you're doing an edge of an ocean or something like that and you left it too much, it might crack. So blend it out a little bit if you see any chunkies. Unless you like cracking, that's fine too. Just saying. It all depends on what you like. I like that yellow. That's what I like. I want more of that. Now, I'm using them straight from these little tiny alcohol ink bottles that I got from Amazon. But all that I'm using is the Unicorn Spit today, and then also the Artistic Vivations, which is also Unicorn Spit Metallics, made by the same lady, Michelle Nicole. So there's that. Oh, that's pretty. Look, just a little touch of the yellow makes it look so happy, like little flowers. It's so fun when you just let yourself go. Don't worry about the end result. And sometimes that's easy. Sometimes for me that's not. So I don't know. Some days it's a good idea to do that, and other days it doesn't look like it. I'm just putting them wherever I think some little yellow spots and flowers should be. Just layering it, layering it, layering it. This looks a little thick, this stuff that I put up here. I'm not sure I like it. So I'm just scrape it off with the end of my little, put it over here. There we go. Gorgeous. I think I'll put some white and yellow right into that goop. Totally change this area. That'll work. Nice and bright. A little bit more yellow and white right in here. I wonder, let me see what some alcohol would do right here. So that doesn't have the Floetrol on it, but this around the edge does. So I want to see if I can get a little bit brighter with the alcohol, and my unicorn spit. Just a little more sunny, you know what I'm saying? A little bit, maybe a little more. I just go really tiny amounts, nice and slow, because I'm not in any hurry until I am. When I get close to finishing, that's when I start trying to hurry. That's when I have the hardest time. But I'm just getting started on this baby, so I had such a good time with our little pixie. I mean, maybe there's a few suns. I mean, it is a dream, so you can do anything you want. Blend it out a little bit more right here. All right, just little by little, adding whatever you want, wherever you want. You know, I usually have water, and I am tempted to make this something water. I'm going to mush this down a little bit more. I just hope you guys will really just get after playing with it. That's the main thing. That you just enjoy whatever it is you're doing. If it starts getting frustrating, what I do is I move to another section of the painting, or I just move to a different painting altogether, or I just go have a cup of coffee and sit outside if it's really bad. Usually I call Sherry or snivel to my husband, but not long. Just added more water down here, just mushing it in, making it a thinner. It won't stand up as tall this way. Alright, so far, it is a very bright painting. Alright, I'm going to see if I can get something else in here, just to see. I'm going to start with water because that's what I love. So I'm just going to do something like this. And if it totally messes up, I can sand this puppy down. Oh, I see. My dream is this way. I best get this horizon line straight with that, at least. This is just the whitening unicorn spit. Chunk glass. Now it's going to blend in to that background a little because it's not sealed right there. It is sealed with Floetrol on the outside. So that's kind of cool already. I'm digging it. I really need to get this stream straight though with this. So I'm gonna push this back down. I'm just lightly going over this. I got a lot of water in my brush. I just went over that little leaf, but that's okay. It can be under the water. Or I can make it come back up on top just by going over it again. Whatever. It's just all for fun. I'm so trying to get it at least even with this word. Okay, I'm liking that. Wet it down. Wet it down a lot. It's kind of weird to go over things you've already painted, isn't it? Do you find like that's kind of weird? Like painting right over your leaves and stuff? But do it. Because it's fun. Look how cool that is. What a neat look that is. It's kind of like a fog or something. Yes. I'm liking it. Do it again. This time I want to go straight more to the middle for a stronger horizon line maybe. And then just let it fade out into this glass. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Shannon. Yes, good morning, everybody. Welcome. So, you know what? I mean, just the water line made my so happy. Look at that. Look at that. I love that misty, watery, you can see through it. Cool. Very cool. So let me put a little bit more. I just like that water line. I am so happy right now. I want something down here. So maybe some of this purple would be pretty. And we can put this acrylic gel straight down here in weird ways. And just make a little crystal-y thing for fun. I love my brother's music. Thank you, Ed. Just mushing it down on top of there, let it stay. I can come back and just knock off, by tipping it upside down. Some parts that won't stay, it'll just come off and that'll be fine. I'm going to put some of this up here too because that's gorgeous. Let's see, how about a little bit like it's flowers? Just in clumps. Your mind's eye is an amazing thing. It doesn't have to be all drawn out for us to see things. All you got to give us in our mind's eye is an idea, and baby, our imagination can see it all from there. So that's how I like to paint. Everybody can see it a little differently that way. Alright, so that was my purple areas. I'm just going to glob it on for right now. And I think I'll just take the back of this to make sure I have it stuck in there. Don't worry about the rest of it coming off once it dries. So I've got green, green, purple, purple. Green's over here too. I want a little more purple up here. Whoops. How about right here? Just randomly. Maybe coming from this. But could you imagine if you actually did paint flowers or, like lavender or something like that? How pretty it would be just to touch some of this crystal stuff on them. And you don't have to bling the whole, I tell myself this, you really don't have to bling the whole thing, Mel. Just a little bling here and there is sufficient. But baby, if you want to, go for it. You do you. You. I have a hard time talking. Okay, this green right here, I want to add some purple in it. Just because I want to. And just mush it up a little bit. Some of that will fall back out. Some will stay, and that's okay. All right, a little orange. Let's do some of that. I so love this waterline. Isn't it funny? Just one little thing. Now I'm satisfied with the inside. And I thank God. Let's see, what do we need? Take this. Some orange somewhere. I think by the yellow would be kind of a nice touch. I might be wrong. I've got some yellow up here. Brother goofing off. Okay, I think with that, I'm definitely going to add some more color on top of that first. So I've got yellow. Let me add a little bit of yellow, just smush it in. Right there. Let me just show you what I'm doing. I'm just kind of smashing that into that mix. Just with the tip of any brush. It's just going to give it some weird textures. And I'm liking that idea. Now onto that yellow, I'm going to add my little orangey. Little crystals. And some, a little bit up here too, with this green. And maybe here. Just want a little here and there. Bluebird, sis, aw, thank you for coming. It's so neat to see you. I love your cityscape. Oh my gosh, that was so pretty. You guys, everybody's doing the coolest things. I hope everyone's doing great. Alright, so now I'm just going to flip this over right quick just to see what falls off and what doesn't. And I can fix whatever I don't like before it sets, right? Kind of like it all. Not so sure about that idea with the purple into the green, but we'll see. We shall see. Just knock off whatever I don't like. That's what I'm doing. I do like the crystal-y, shiny stuff, I have to admit. Just got a tiny bit at the top, and that's all right. Shape it more tiny, maybe. Get my fingers involved. This is pretty. It kind of looks like a cluster of something. Still not happy with that purple. I can always paint over it with the unicorn spit. Or just put Famo wood. We'll see. Sometimes the parts I'm not happy with are the ones that become my favorite part later, so I don't know if you guys ever do that, but fun. Okay, so there it is. So far, so good, and I'm digging it. The crystals. Yep. And really that water, I'm going to let this leaf just stay like it's behind that water because I think it looks pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and let this dry, finish around the edges, so because like all this is not done yet, and finish that, and then we'll resin over it because it's pretty. So yay! Thanks, guys.